beautiful beaters. In this video, I want to discuss a frequently asked question that I've received over the past year, and that is, how can I prevent my jewelry from tarnishing? Now, in full disclosure, I'm not a scientist, a metalsmith, or claim to be an expert on this topic, but in my many years of jewelry making, I've picked up some helpful tips and tricks and information that I'd love to briefly pass on to you guys. So today we're going to focus on costume jewelry rather than fine jewelry, and that's the kind that you see me make on my channel. It usually contains metal components that have a very fine layer of gold or silver plating on the top of a zinc or copper alloy, such as brass. Another FAQ I've received is the topic about how to clean tarnished jewelry, but before I can attempt to tackle that topic, we need to talk about prevention. And first of all, what is tarnish? So tarnish is the outer layer of corrosion that develops on the surface of jewelry over time, and it can sometimes even appear greenish, which is called verdigris, and that is due to the presence of copper that is in the alloy. The two main causes of tarnish are the exposure of the metal to chemical compounds in the air and also chemical compounds on the skin. Now, the degree of tarnish and the pace at which it develops can also worsen depending on your location's climate and your air quality level or pollution. Also, sweat can increase jewelry tarnish, as well as the ingredients contained in the personal care products that one is wearing on the body, such as lotions, perfumes, and hairsprays. Now that we have a basic understanding of what it is that causes tarnish in the first place, we can discuss some simple and effective ways for trying our best to prevent tarnish. So number one, you want to keep your metal findings and wire, your raw materials, in addition to your finished jewelry pieces, stored in closed containers, not in the open air. There are multiple types of containers you could use for this purpose, but you could also use something as simple as a plastic zip top bag to keep most of the air out. Number two, you can even add silica gel packets, the ones that commonly come in shoe boxes, to your storage container or bag. You can also insert a piece of chalkboard chalk, or you can purchase some anti-tarnish strips from many jewelry supply stores or even Amazon. Number three is a great one if you really have extreme trouble with tarnish, and that is to maybe switch your materials over to stainless or surgical steel wherever possible. So maybe instead of using plated brass findings, you want to pay a little bit more for the stainless steel, where you don't have to worry about tarnish changing the overall look and quality of your piece. Now, stainless steel, like I mentioned, does cost a little bit more, and it's a little bit darker in the first place. So if you're going for that really light, bright silver look, it might not be for you. My fourth tip is to keep your jewelry clean and dry. Clean your jewelry with a soft cloth right after wearing it if possible, or after displaying it at a craft show, in order to remove the layer of sweat, personal care products, or pollutants that may have found their way onto the surface of your piece. Once the piece is wiped clean, then immediately store your jewelry back in the container or plastic bag that you originally had it stored in, out of the open air. Number five is you can use a clear sealant or tarnish resistant spray or brush on type product to your metal components to help combat the tarnish issue. Now, I have not personally used these products, so I can't recommend them from my own experience, but these products are available out there, so I thought it was worth a mention. And just a disclaimer on that, you might also want to see and check into it if the product you choose is safe to use with, say, pearls or gemstones, if you happen to have those in your jewelry piece as well. And the final tip I have for you, number six, is to check the material of the price tag you might be using on your jewelry. In particular, if you are storing your jewelry with the price tags on, you want to make sure that that label or tag is made of acid-free paper, because that can affect the surface as well. So to wrap up, what's the best method for dealing with tarnish? Well, it's prevention. I know most of you would rather work smarter and not harder, and that's why I wanted to share these tips and tricks with you about preventing tarnish in the first place. I'll also try to follow up with another video in the future about some methods for cleaning up tarnished jewelry after it's too late, so stay tuned for that. I hope this video was informative and gave you something to think about with regards to taking steps to prevent tarnish from occurring in the first place. I'm going to leave a few links down below the video, which will take you to the tarnish prevention strips, the soft polishing cloths, and tarnish-proof coating products that I had mentioned, if you're curious about them. And if you have any additional tips or tricks you'd like to share, or any follow-up questions, please feel free to leave those in a comment down below. Until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. Check out the information section below for links to my social media handles, and feel free to check out my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching!